So if the reality of your current world is, yeah, maybe you could do this or that might be interesting, but things are okay now. I'm happier than I am unhappy. I'm not really going to do it. Quit. Just at least then hang for a while. That's not the worst place. So I literally I do it more with lists for myself, because this is a quick way I can organize my thoughts. The only way you're going to change is if the current pain is bigger than the current pleasure where you are. Now, there's no measure, there's no 16 pain units. You can't really mathematically analyze this, but you can list it. You can get it out of your head. And I still think handwriting is a more visceral experience than typing, but whatever. And having it in front of you, okay, these are the points of pain, and what's good about what you got going right now. Don't kid yourself. It's not all bad. And then just, okay, what am I going to have to go through to reach this goal? Almost none of us will be motivated to move to seek betterment or to seek pleasure. We will almost always be motivated to move to get away from pain. So now that you're moving, at least if you have a direction to go to, if you've thought through where you want to be, when the pain gets bad enough, you can get yourself to move where you want to go, as opposed to just move randomly, as opposed to just knee-jerk, the latest shiny thing. That'll solve all my problems. This industry is overloaded with people that capitalize on that part of human nature. That the moment of frustration, there's always a shiny, dangly, magic thing that's going to solve all your problems if you're on email lists or you're looking for marketing information. Thus, you will continue. You're not going to go to where you want to go. You're just going to keep moving randomly out of the pain circle. Also consider, what's it going to take to get where you want to go? There's an investment of time, of money. There are things you could be doing with that time. There's the opportunity cost, the lost opportunity cost of spending some time to do something. I'm not doing something else. So I like to write it down, like just get it out of my head and say, okay, if I do this, I am going to have to spend some money. I need tools. There's software that does this. I could either spend a year making every mistake, or I could take a training class. Spending money is pain. It'd be great if I could have instantaneous free knowledge, but it doesn't work that way. Am I going to enjoy that stuff? Generally, if the path doesn't have somewhat more pleasure than pain, you're probably not going to complete the path. So thinking it through before you start, I'm going to start getting up at 5 a.m. and running 7 miles every day. No, you're not. It's just that simple. It sounds like a really good idea until that alarm goes off at 5 in the morning, and then the pain just crushes that vague idea of pleasure you had, and you turn the alarm off and you're all over. And then in the end, the only way you're going to do this, at least the perception, is going to have to be the pleasure, just your end state just crushes the pain. Now, we all know that, no, wherever you are, there will be new problems. It's that until you're there, you didn't know those problems existed. But still, that's just such as life. That's how we roll forward. So anytime you think you want to do something, part of your planning, part of your steps, I would recommend is just a real quick, this doesn't have to take months of your life. I mean, it can be a lot of soul searching. It doesn't have to be. Don't overcomplicate these things. Just get it out and say, yeah, this is my checklist of how realistic is this? What's going to keep me? What are my reminders? What things do I say to myself to try to keep myself moving forward? Because I know some of this is going to be unpleasant. I'm not going to every minute of it. Back to this, when you create your action plan, again, it's a series of states. You need verbs because the process is what you do, but what you're trying to focus on is the objectives, the nouns. I'm going to go from this to this. If you are even in any way, shape, or form trying to take notes in this, whether you're circling the destination or anyway trying to organize, what you're going to end up with a lot of what's. Like, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good. That's not a plan. That's just a series of random thoughts.